Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing today? This is Lava Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. Hi! Today we're going to be talking about more immersive engineering. And today it's going to be the water tanks, silos, garden cloches, fluid pumps, and fluid pipes. And why these are so fabulous. You're going to love them. Alright. So let's get started. First of all, we do have a few recipes. Not too many today, but first of all, we're going to go over the iron sheet metal again because we're going to need those for the silos and the water tanks. So that's going to be 4 iron plates, which of course you take an iron ingot with your handy dandy engineer's hammer. And of course it wants to start raining the minute I start. And you're just going to take 4 of those in iron sheet metal. Now, for the iron mechanical components, 4 iron plates and a copper ingot, or, and that makes, whoops, that makes, 1, yeah, 1. How did it look? Or, if you go into your handy dandy engineer's work table, you can use iron plates, and it's 2 iron plates. Supposed to be 2 iron plates. There we go. Okay, so I had it wrong. It's 2. Well, it says it's wrong. But if we take this out, it is 2 iron plates and 1 copper. Which is why that should work, but for some reason it's not wanting to make it. So it wants to make 2 at a time, but that is another way to make it. So apparently the recipe in here is a little bit bugged. But again, if you have JEI installed, just enough items, just click R and it'll tell you. And over here you can see, you can click over to the workbench. 2 iron plates, copper ingot, but you need the engineer's crafting components blueprint. And it is supposed to be 2 to 1, so I don't know why it's messing up. But it's, so the reason why I wanted to show you is because it's cheaper to make it that way. Alright, next we need a garden cloche. And a vacuum tube, and I should have showed you that while I was in there. I did go over this on the last tutorial, but just in case you missed it. So the vacuum tube is going to be nickel plates, copper wire, redstone dust, and glass. Doesn't have to be stained, but glass. And so again, if you click on it, it's just 1 of each of those, but it makes 3 per recipe, which is really nice. So that's how you get the vacuum tubes, just in case you didn't watch that last one. Alright, so you're going to need 1 of the vacuum tubes, 4 glass, 1 of the iron mechanical components, and 2 treated wood planks. And that's going to make 1 garden cloche. And you can make multiples, and I will show you how some of the fabulous ways that you can set them up, because they are amazing. Alright, next we're going to want some fluid. So we're going to make some fluid pipes, which is just 6 of the iron plates, top and bottom. Each recipe, though, makes 8 fluid pipes, so that's kind of nice. But we're also going to need a fluid pump for certain things. Now for that, you're going to need 3 of those fluid pipes, 3 iron plates, and 1 of the iron mechanical components. Alright, now first of all, the tanks and silos are what are called multi-block structures, which is what these are too, the blast furnace, brick furnace, all that, the alloy kiln. But these are a little bit more complicated. It's not very hard though. I have one so you can see what it looks like when it's set up. But it's real simple. So you're going to have 4 of the treated wood fences at the bottom. And you're going to, for the water tank, you're going to need 34 of the iron sheet metal. And then for the silo, you're going to need 50, I believe. Yeah, 50. And so for the water tank, the way you're going to do it, I'll show you how to do the bottom, but it's really, really simple. And once you know how to make it, it'll be a piece of cake. So you're going to put 4 fence posts down, 1 apart from each other. So they're going to make a square. Right in the middle, you're going to smack down 1 of the iron sheet metals. And then on top of all this, you're going to go, but you're going to leave it hollow in the middle. So you're just going to go all the way around. If you were putting it in a crafting bench, it'd be 8 all the way around, hollow in the middle. Okay, so we're going to do this 4 times. There's 3. There's 4. On the last one, you are going to fill it in. And then we're going to take our handy dandy engineer's hammer and smack the bottom one. And voila, it becomes the tank. So fabulous. Now, this is what it looks like before. You just smack it. Now, if you ever needed to break it for any reason, all you have to do is break one of the blocks. And then if you want to remake it, put the block back and smack it with a hammer again. Now, you will lose stuff when you do that, so just be careful. All right, now for the silo, again, we're going to have the 4 at the bottom, but the silo is a little bit higher. Of course, that doesn't want to work properly. Let's go over here. Again, you're just going to do the 4 at the bottom with 1 sheet metal in the middle. You're going to do the same thing that we did before with the tank. And we're going to leave it hollow in the middle. But we're going to go 6 high this time. So if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But on the top one, again, you're going to fill it in. So the rest of it's hollow. And then you're going to fill that top one in. And you guessed it, smack it with a hammer. And that becomes our silo. So they're not very much. Now the silo is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, both of them are awesome. But the silo holds 41,472 items, which is equivalent to 24 chests. So it holds massive amount of a singular item. Now the tank, where is the tank? The tank here holds, I'm in creative, so you know, this just keeps going in. It's going out quite a bit because I have it going to all the different garden cloches. But I think it holds 500,000 millibuckets. And you'll know it's full. There we go. Because then it will overflow when you try to put more in. All right, so that is completely full. As you can see, even looking with, I have 1 probe on, but even looking at that, it doesn't show it. So you have to hold a bucket in your hand. So it's 511,250 millibuckets. And it might have taken a little bit out, but you get the point. It holds a lot. And they're so cheap to make. Now, the fluid one, you can pull out of the bottom, and you don't need a fluid pump to pull it out, just a fluid pipe. So I have the fluid pipes going to these garden cloches, but you can do them for other stuff too. So before we get into the garden cloches, now these fluid pumps require power, so you connect the power to the top. Easy peasy, right? You should know how to do the power by now. But then on one of these sides, you're going to smack it with a hammer. Blue, of course, is input, and the nice thing is it tells you when you do it, and orange for output, or if you don't want it. So this side I have orange, and I have it coming out, and of course this is our coke brick oven. Now why is that cool? Because now all of the creosote oil that comes out of there, instead of filling up our chest down here with all these buckets, now it's just filling it up with coal coke. So at the top here, excuse me, in the chest, all we have to have is coal in it, no more buckets. So we have this, and you can turn the pump off. So you can turn the pump off, and so it'll just go here. But for this instance, I don't want to turn it off. And of course, it doesn't show us how much it has. But if you look at it, now it has creosote oil, 60,000 millibuckets, which of course is 60 buckets of creosote oil. So we can actually start to see it filling up that brown line there. So this is a cool way not only to have lots of creosote oil stored, but then we can also use it later to make all of our stuff, which is pretty awesome. But you can go in through top or bottom input or output on the tank. The silo, however, can only be done through the bottom. Now, what I did here is, and we're not going to go over conveyor belts today because I think they deserve longer. But I just have a conveyor belt set up here. So, did not mean to do that. So I just have a storage crate. And what I did was I was putting sheet metals in here. So, for instance, just for demonstration purposes. So this is just taking everything and putting in there. So everything has to go in and out through the bottom. You can put a redstone signal and it'll stop what it's doing. But again, that's the conveyor belts, and we'll get more into those later. Now, of course, if you're playing with other mods, there are better pipes to use. There are better pipes to use for the going in and out while we're at it. But this is going to hold quite a bit of whatever you need. So for instance, if we had our garden cloche set up with a certain item, such as sugarcane, like I did here, we could pump it out and it'll automatically store it in there. Now, these are the garden cloches. This one I have set up separately by itself so you can see. They do require power, but it's only low voltage. They don't require a lot of power. So a low voltage coil, couldn't think wire. I was trying to think of wire. So these garden cloches are really cool. You provide them, they have to have water and they have to have power. So the power will show over here and the water will show over here. This one I have just connected to a bucket so we can go in and just fill it up with water. But you can also have it connected, like I do up there, to a water tank, which of course will keep it flowing for so much longer. But then you just use a simple pipe. Let me break this so you can see this one with the big hole, which looks like it needs a pipe there. That's the one that you're going to use to put the water in. Okay. So just make sure your barrel is on output. I don't know why it was changed. So now it's all flowing in there, right? Oh, that works too. But this, basically what this is think of it like a grow lamp kind of thing. So the power you're providing to the top lights up this little red bulb, and sometimes you can see it right now. I don't know why it's not showing, but sometimes you can actually see the light bulb light up. But basically you can see the crops grow, which is pretty cool, because if you stand here, you can actually see the stuff grow. So it grows much faster than it would in regular Minecraft. And these are, I mean, honestly, these are freaking awesome. Here I have bone meal in, but honestly, you really don't need bone meal, in my opinion. But this one with bone meal, it gives it fertilizer amount of 1.25. And that the amount at the top just tells you how much fertilizer is left. But you have to use whatever it is. So again, for sugarcane, of course, you need sand. I have a whole bunch set up here. You can even do netherrack on soul sand. You can do chorus fruit, flower on endstone. You can do cactus. And again, you can watch them all grow, which is pretty cool. You can even do mushrooms on mycelium. Mushrooms will not grow on dirt unless the mod pack has a certain config. But standard, it will grow on mycelium, but not dirt. And what'll happen is if you try to grow something on something it's not supposed to. So let me grab some dirt here. So like here I have melons going, pumpkins going. And the animation of them growing is pretty cute too. I mean, look at that. And just like that, you got your melon growing. It's so cute. It will not do trees. It will not do flowers, anything like that. So I put those in there just to show you. And these will not connect. So I wanted to show you what it looks like when you try to connect one. See how it has the red block? It means that something is blocking it. So don't think just because you do some in a line that they're all going to connect properly. So sometimes you may have to finagle it a little bit, put a pole somewhere else in order to, hello, Mr. Trader, in order to get everything powered properly. I have no idea why they're getting hurt, but okay. But let me show you. If I take the mycelium out and I put dirt in here, it's just not going to grow anymore. It'll just sit there. You won't notice anything change at all. It'll just absolutely sit there. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, these are the pipes, of course, the fluid pipes, and I have this coming directly from the tank setup. So you can go as far as you want. So I'm going all the way over here. A misconception is the fluid pumps, even with power, work like can't think of the name. The aqueous accumulator is what I was trying to think of. So it does not work like that. You cannot put it in water and it will pump it out. I even switched it, you know, just sometimes I like to show you guys stuff because people have lots of questions. But so that's why they're not getting water now. But if I connect these pipes here, excuse me, get out of the way, please. If I connect the, if you can move, there you go. If I connect these pipes, then these will automatically be watered again, as long as that big tank remains full of water. But if you look over here, see the mushrooms still haven't changed. So it will not grow on stuff it's not supposed to be on. But if we put it back, put the mycelium back under it, then you will see it's actually working because you can see the animation of it growing. Now, to get something out, and again, we'll go into automation later. I'm not going to go into the conveyor belts today. But to take something out of the cloches, you would think it would be this one right here down below, but you have to take it out of this one here, which is why it's too high over here, because it has to come out of this top part, not the bottom part there. And of course you could use this side or the other side for power instead of the top, but I think it looks pretty nice on the top. So unless you're trying to like hide it or something, but if you're trying to do them side by side like I did here, you're probably going to want to put them up top. But the nice thing is you can have huge gardens. These don't take a lot of power and it grows stuff much faster. The other nice thing is all you need is one of each. So if you have one netherwort and one soul sand, it'll keep growing. There is no replenishing it. There is no going to harvest it. If you don't have it automatically coming out, it stays here in the inventory. And of course, we have our regular stuff too. Now, these are not growing. And if you go up to one and it's not growing, one of two things has happened. Sometimes you have to reset the animation. So you just kind of have to take the seed out and put it back in. And it's like, oh, hey, and it's going to regrow again, right? But other times, like on this one and this one, if there's not enough room in your inventory right here for everything that it outputs, it will not put it in here. So this one, even though I have one space open, it needs to give me a beetroot seed and beets. So unless I take and clear room for it, it won't keep going. Which is why you want to eventually automate these. But getting started with these is really simple. It's really easy. It's a quick and easy way to get all the stuff you need. Same here with the hemp fiber, because there's not enough room for the fiber and the seeds. So if I take seeds out, you'll notice now it's going to keep growing again. And again, the animations on these are pretty fabulous. I like them. You can put a lever on the front And if you turn it off, it'll keep growing, but it'll just be regular Minecraft speed. It won't be with the grow light, so it won't grow as fast. And again, I just have these connected to the water tank. And so you can put them different ways. You don't have to put them in a line. You can do them all different kinds of ways, but you can grow pretty much anything you can grow in Minecraft, you can grow in here. So, and of course it filled up all spots for the potatoes and carrots because they don't have seeds. Their product is the seed. And the same with the sugarcane. But that's it. That is the garden cloches that are absolutely fantastic. The silos, the tanks, the water pump, and how you definitely need to use it on your coke oven, because we're going to need lots of steel. And we're going to be getting into some multi-block structures next time, and you'll see why we're going to need lots of steel. So next time we're going to go over the multi-block structures, and then the time after that we will go over, well, I might combine it depending on, I try not to make them too long, but then we'll also go over the conveyor belts at some point. But then we also have weapons to go over, and some other machines and stuff. So all right, including I will do a single one on the Tesla coil, because I believe it needs one all by itself along with the stuff that goes with it. But if you guys are enjoying these, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you can see when the new videos come out. And of course, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Really helps me out, lets me know you guys are appreciating these. They do take a lot to put together, but I love doing them, so I'm not complaining, trust me. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Till next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned.